What's up, socials? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a little Q&A, so we're calling it Ask Amy because we're all about originality around here. So creative. So because I love the Instagram, I went over to my Instagram and I said in my story, look people, send me your questions. Anything, everything, ask anything. This could get scary. JS Video Pro asked, what software are you using for video switching and graphics? I am using Final Cut Pro. I love this editing software. It makes things so much easier for me. There's also a lot of templates you can download and make your videos better that work perfectly with tools like Final Cut Pro, or if you're using Premiere Pro. So if you want to upgrade your videos, just Google it. Somebody's got something for you to add to your videos. Nipete007 said, where would you want to live in the US if money were not a problem? I think I would still live here if money wasn't a problem. I love Columbus, was raised here, I love this city, I think it is only getting better. I've always felt a little bit partial to the West Coast, although now I kind of feel like it's just a fun place to visit. I don't think I'd want to be there all the time, but maybe somewhere in Southern California. That sounds nice. Pooja Mohan said, how do you prepare for your vlog? What does your action plan look like before you start filming? The longest and hardest part is the planning of the editorial calendar. That is something I do sometimes weeks or a month in advance, because I can then just schedule the times to record based on what I need to do for each video. So for instance, I knew I was going to do this video today a couple of weeks ago. So I scheduled time on my calendar to make sure I asked Instagram for questions, so I would actually have questions to answer on today day when I would be filming said answers to questions. That's a lot of the legwork. Other than that, I have to do my hair, put makeup on, and then set up all of this stuff around me, like turning those lights on behind me, which are not always on, and turning on the light that's over there, and turning on this light that's in front of me, and turning on this camera, and making sure this microphone is working. Did I forget to check the microphone this time? Daryl Nauman said, what is your favorite Starbucks drink beside the PSL? I actually really like the PSL, but it's not my favorite Starbucks drink. My favorite Starbucks drink has always been the skinny vanilla latte. However, it's actually not that skinny, you'll find. Dairy is not that good for you. So I actually usually just get a black coffee when I go to Starbucks. Usually the cold brew, but I'm a black coffee kind of girl these days. Not trying to add on all those extra carbs. Edible Lenses said, which country would you like to move to, learn about, maybe work in for a little while, like a bucket list country? I like this. I need to create a bucket list country list. I said list twice. I feel like that defeats the purpose. Country bucket list. Now that just sounds like something down on the farm. Somebody give me a name for this. Okay, I have been wanting to get to areas of Europe that I have not been yet. I wouldn't commit to working somewhere I haven't been yet. However, definitely getting to France and Italy are top of the list right now. So I would give them the benefit that they would be wonderful places to work, because I could probably have lots of bread every day. That's the most delicious bread on the planet. See why I'm not putting milk in my lattes? I'm saving up to move to France and Italy. Beth JS said, what is the best piece of equipment that you own besides your camera? Really good question. Everybody wants to know the camera, but girl, you getting deep. I would have to say, it is that lovely light in front of me. It's not perfect, and it definitely does not like to give me any skin tone color. But what it is a wrinkle eraser. You feel me? You feel me? Cue comments that are gonna point out all the wrinkles that are still showing right now. J. Eldera said, what do you do to keep yourself motivated to keep creating as much video content as you do? This is a really good question. I create videos for a number of reasons, but each of those reasons mean a lot to me, and they are my aspirations and goals. In order to stay motivated about those things, I write them down every day. I remind myself of them every single day. I don't let a day go by when I don't review them. Otherwise, it's very easy to get distracted by stuff throughout the day, such as Facebook feeds or TV shows or whatever you can think of that will take my mind off of the end game, and we can't have that happen. Can we? Fabulously Cheap Boutique asked me how I script my videos. I don't. Although, if you've watched any of my comedic sketches, those are obviously scripted. That happens twice ever so far. Typically, I have a video idea, I bullet point a few things I want to make sure that I say or get points across, and then I just sit here and roll the dice. Arabia. Hassan bin Karam asked a really good question. Which car do you drive? LOL. LOL being the active word here. Because I actually asked these people on Instagram to send me a question, and I tell you guys all the time, I live car-free in downtown Columbus, but at the time, I was in a car when I told people to send me questions. The reason for that is whenever I have to go long distances or I have to do something like take Lucy to the vet, I use a car sharing program called Car2Go. You probably have something like this, like maybe a zip car in your town, just sort of depends on what the transportation landscape looks like. But Car2Go is a great resource for me when I've got to get really far out of downtown, and that day I was driving 20 minutes outside of the area that I live in, which is like a road trip for me. That's all for this episode of Ask Amy. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Do you want more of these? Do you care about me personally on any level, like what cars I drive or what country I'm going to move to? You should like this video, let me know, and also follow me on Instagram because I will probably continue to ask you for questions over there because it's one of my favorite social networks right now. So, pro tip, if you want to chat with me, you should be on Instagram. I also like Twitter too. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Subscribe for good vibes, and until next time, cheers. Chug it. White sweater. I ain't messing that up.